Not about the money, not about fame, not about people screaming my name. Not about the spotlight, I don't need your headlines. And I don't care if I never make number one on the top charts. It's not about me, it's not about you. 'Cause there's a higher power who's granted me his favor. I'm lost in him forever. And I'm a
What's going on, y'all? It is July 26, 2017. It's a Wednesday. I am commuting to work. It is about 6:30 in the morning. I'm looking at about an hour and 15-minute drive from where I live in Waldorf, Maryland to the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. I came on here to talk about a topic that people have asked, and they wonder. A lot of people ask the question about how is it entering the military at an older age. I entered the military in 2010. I was 31 years old. It's not common that somebody of that age enters the military, but I think now it's probably a little more common with job shortages and all that kind of stuff than it actually was before. I had an idea that I wanted to be a teacher, but and then I got to a point to where I knew that wasn't it. Financially, it just didn't make sense to spend all that money on school and not even make a portion of that back, as far as salary. I saw the work they were putting in. I was working at an after-school program, and I saw a bunch of teachers working there as well. So I'm like, they went to college and they still got to get a second job, and just so many different factors had me change my mind. Basically, what I'm saying is, after 6 years in the county, I made a decision to just abruptly change my career, abruptly change the path and the course of my life. At this time, I'm 31 years old. I have at that time, I believe Dorian was maybe 6 or 7 years old. Let me do the math. He was born 2002, 2010. So he was 8 years old at the time. And I had, at the time, a barely 1-year-old daughter who is now 8. But she was barely 1 year old. And I made a decision to join the military. I talked to my wife about it. She was down. At first, I thought that there was going to be resistance. I had a hard time dealing with the fact that I was going to be disconnected from my family for a while because I had never left them. But I knew I needed to do something in my life because where I was going was a dead end. So anyway, at this point, like I said, I'm 31. I joined the military. And a lot of people wonder, how is the transition doing it so much later in life? And to me, physically, it's taxing. It was taxing for me physically because I hadn't did anything. I wasn't doing any exercises. I was coming straight off the couch, so to speak, into the military, and it was a shock to my body. It definitely took a toll on my body and took a toll on me physically for sure, because I hadn't ever ran long distance. I've done sprints and things of that nature because I played football, but I didn't do. I never ran like no further than a mile if I didn't have to. So those things that was the tough part, was the physical part. And I saw my body go through a transformation, but at the same time, it was tough on it. And now at 38, I'm starting to feel I don't want to say benefits, but I'm starting to feel the toll that it took, the physical toll on me these last 7 years being in the military. But what I will say is, on the mental side of things, I think you're a little more prepared for the culture shock of the military and how they treat you in training. I understood quickly that it's a game. It was a big game. It was almost like being in a sorority or a fraternity and they haze you. That's kind of basically what it is. But at the same time, they're training you. They're giving you the baseline instruction on things to know and how to conduct yourself as a United States Army soldier. And they tried to get rid of that selfish mentality where you do what you want when you want. They try to teach you how to work as a team and how to follow orders from superiors. So those are things that they do, and that's what they're doing. That's all they're doing. So all the other stuff I can take in stride and not take personal, because I understand what the end goal is. And I think a lot of times the younger soldiers that come into the military, they lose sight of the end goal, and a lot of them end up not graduating basic training and saying they can't handle it, failure to adapt, and they get out in basic and AIT, and they don't keep the end goal in mind. The end goal is to get to a unit and to finish your career as, whatever your contract is. And I know a lot of people who didn't make it past basic and AIT, but I really think if they could have made it past and got to a unit, they would have saw that there was real value in continuing in the military. But a lot of them just couldn't make it past that. And I think that's one advantage of being my age coming in. I was able to understand that early. And I was also able to effectively communicate, because I had to do that being a teacher with students. And not only that, just being in a work environment, I understood how to effectively communicate. And I also didn't have a fear of higher ranking officials. Not saying that I was disrespectful or anything like that, but I didn't have a fear of them. So if I needed to say something, tactfully, I would say what I needed to say and kept it going, kept it moving. And in some cases, you always going to have those leaders that are intimidated by that. You have those ones who think just because they wear a certain rank on their chest, they can talk to you any kind of way and things of that nature. But there's still a respect level, even though they outrank you. There's still a respect level that's to be had, because you're still a human being, and there's still a way to talk to someone. I think some leaders get in their head that they can treat every soldier the same, and you can't. You have to do it case by case. Some soldiers may need to be yelled at and chewed out, and then others you can just talk to and get the results that you're looking for. So I think that's one of the things that the advantages. What I got from it is education, and I learned a skill. For me, the whole goal was to learn a skill that I could make profitable on the outside. And by doing what I'm doing, I've done that, and I've prepared myself for life outside of the military. So I've pretty much done that. My skill set that I have was not necessarily taught to me by the Army. Okay, they gave me the basics. They gave me a foundational knowledge of photography and video, but everything else is me. Everything else, I went out and I seek the knowledge beyond what was taught to me. And I went out and did projects and shot and did things on my own to prepare myself for what it is that to build my skill set and to get myself in position to be one of the best to do it. I ended up winning Photographer of the Year at my first unit, and that's all attributed to hard work and going above and beyond as far as my skill set and learning things. And that's kind of where I'm at. And I think when you come in later in life, you realize that, and you don't have all day, that you don't have a lot of time to waste. So you're really trying to make it happen and make it work. Army, I love ya, but I got to go. But yeah, so coming in later in life, it could be a benefit. It's not. I think for me it was a benefit. I don't think my mentality when I was 21 or 18, I don't know if I would have made it. I can't say that I would have made it because of my mentality. I was at a place to where I was looking for something new and looking for a change, and all that went hand in hand with me going to the military and me being able to withstand everything that you go through in training. But at 18, I don't know what would have, with no kids and no wife and just me and my selfish way of thinking, I don't even know. I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm done. I probably would have did one contract and been out. You know what I mean? It probably would have been a wrap. Even if I would have made it through training, just because of my mentality. And at that time, I was not at all exposed to a lot. I took my first plane ride when I was 21, I believe. to North Carolina. So I just think that time, and everything happens for a reason. Everything has its time and its season, and I think at that time I was prepared and ready for the challenges that lied ahead as far as the military. So I would say to anybody out there who's thinking about joining the military and you're in your 30s or late 20s or later in life, and you thinking about joining, I say it's a good thing. It depends on you. You know, for me, it's time for me to go. But what I will say is, if you're stuck in a situation, it's a great stepping stone. It's a great stepping stone. It's a great filler where you're at a point and you're in a rut and you just want to get out of it. I think it's a great thing to do. But what I will say is, do your research as far as picking your jobs and where you're going to be. Please do your research. So many people go up to MEPS not knowing what they want to do, and then they allow these counselors to talk them into jobs that frankly are not going to benefit you on the outside. Yes, I know y'all play Call of Duty and you think it's cool, and you want to go play soldier and you want to be an infantryman, but you have to think about your future. And as an infantryman, there's nothing outside that translates outside of the military for you as an infantryman. So those are things you have to think about. So I always say, pick a job that's going to translate on the outside. And then once you do that, it's your choice how long you want to stay in after that. But even if you just come in and do one contract, make it worth it. Make it count. And that'll be my advice. Just make it count. Don't waste the resources that's at your disposal. Make it count. So that's my rant about coming in at 30 years old or 31 years old. I appreciate you guys for looking. There'll be more videos coming as I commute. I call it Commuter Chronicles, and I'll be talking about different topics. So thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. On YouTube, I'm on YouTube, and I am the official Ricky Bowden, or it's at official Ricky Bowden on Facebook. So look for these videos. I had a question, and if you have anything that you want to know, if you have any questions or anything that you want me to talk about or touch on as regarding the military or regarding photography or regarding anything, put it down in the comments. I'm gonna put it down in my comments on Facebook or YouTube, and let me know what it is that you want me to talk about or you want to know about. Again, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you supporting the channel and supporting the page, and have a good day.